Hi, so my name is Alicia. I am going to be showing you my project 8. So I'm going to bring up my IntelliJ here. I kind of already had some of the stuff running just to test it and stuff. So I'm actually going to start off with like our greeting class. So in here it has our package for handling form submission. This is a package that we made. I had it made. So when we first make the project, it comes with this package here, and then I went ahead and make this package, and this is where our classes and our main application is going to be basically located. Also, because we're using Maven, we have that PalmX file here. Right. So a lot of these things, a lot of these classes, should I say, a lot of the code from the classes came from our getting started with Spring. So I'm going to navigate to the greeting, and I just put in some comments for it. So the class purpose, it contains the fields for the ID and the content of the message. This class is used by Spring Controller to structure the data and return a response to the user, and it's seeing this greeting controller, but we'll get to that. And so it's basically a private long ID identifier for our greeting message, and then private string content, and that's the actual text content for the greeting message. Again, I got a lot of this stuff off of here. This one is not going to be too modified for anything right now. I mostly modified our greeting results and our controller. So our greeting results controller. So let's get into that. So this is our greeting controller. We have that package, and we imported some things from Spring Framework, like our get posting, our post method, and controller, because this is like our main controller for our application. So we got the app controller, the greeting controller, and our name of our site is going to be greeting. So this maps all our HTTP operations at the get mapping. We add the empty greeting object for the form. So we have model.attribute greeting, new greeting, optional, which is what optional, clear any previous error message. So I have the attribute error message to return back nothing, return. Our value is nothing, and then it returns the greeting. We have the post mapping. It sends data to the server to create a new resource. And so we have the greetings, string month, string date, string year, which will come here. I had to research how to try to put this to return it to like month, date, and year when we display a message. So I do want to show that in the controller, it's just simply like this. This is our template that we worked on. But for me, I went ahead and did a try catch block. And that is to basically put the input of the measures for the date. So the try catch is for the month, date, and year. For it displayed as month dash date dash year when you put it in. So we have the try, and we have an int, M for month, D for date, Y for year. We're going to validate the date locally. So we're going to use locate dot of and throws a date exception if the date is invalid. We're going to display the date as, like I said, month, date, and year with the dashes in between. These are like for 2 integers. Again, I had to look a lot of this stuff up. Spring formatted dates. So because we want Spring to format these, want SpringWorks to do it, to help format these dates. All right, we want to add the formatted date to the model for the results page. So formatted date, and you're going to see us call upon this when we get to the formatted date. So add the greeting object student ID message to the model greeting. If valid, it's going to show the results of what the date that you put in. We have a catch block here. If the date is invalid, basically inputs are not numbers. We're going to add an error message. It's going to enter the date entered is invalid. Please check your inputs. We're going to keep the enter data so it can be redisplayed, and then it's going to return the greeting to show the error. Now we're going to go to our greeting. Let's scroll all the way up to the top. And again, just for reference points, our template is here for our greeting. So this is just a template that we use. But I made a boho design, and I just kind of broke everything up for our background color. Such. I like that you can kind of make the colors out here on the side, and you can input this with a little hashtag, and all the colors that you used before will pop up. So I'm just gonna copy this, for example. Copy. Say I got rid of that. So all the colors that I've basically used before created, it's right here. So I can pick it. If I wanted to, I can pick this one, tab it, and then that would be my new color. But I'm going to put back the color I had before. Okay. And this is for my body. Now I kind of just put what I wanted. So just all the text of what I was looking for and what I was wanting. And again, you can see the color displays here. It's for my container. My header. This is where I put the font size, which was 32. And just a reminder to put it as 32, and I wanted a boho style. And that's what the H1 is for too, is header 1, our main header in the hierarchy. So we add a border for a crafty look, and some more styling elements that I had inputted here as well. Also, I put in boho plant accents. So I basically put in an image, and I had got those images. I had to make another folder in my static, and you can see the images here. I only used 2 of them, but I had downloaded 3 out of the 3. I used 2 that I want to use. And basically, you're going to basically design it the way you want to, how opaque, do you want it to repeat or not, the positioning, and also after represents the right side, and before it presents the left side, something I had to learn because I was wondering why it was only on one side. But yeah, before and after for right and left. That makes sense. Okay. So again, it's basically the same thing as the after with the before body. I put everything basically same, so it's uniform. Then we get into our main content, which is going to be my header 1. It's going to say my name, COP Project 8, greeting. And then it has the instruction message. Please enter your student ID, date, and message. You have the actions for the greetings. And this is going to be our student ID input. This is going to be our month input, our date input, the year input, and then their message input. And this is our button group. So to submit, we have changed the name to enter data, and to reset it, we have clear, and that's to clear out all the contents here. And that is basically our greeting HTML. We're going to go to results HTML, and it's basically similar. We have my design principles that I put together. I just designed this page to be a little bit lighter than the greeting page only because I just want to show the greeting page and the results page as two different pages, so you can kind of know when you're in the greeting, when you're in the results. I thought it'd be neat. Um, our navigation, our navigation link, for our navigation to go back to our greeting, we went ahead and styled that as well. And again, we put those plant access, but I just used a different image than I used on our greeting. Again, to show the differences between the pages. And then we're going to get to our main content here. Again, we're going to have that header displayed as project it results. And then I'm going to have, here it says, here's the data you entered, and it's going to be in italic. It's going to display your student ID, your date, and the message that you put in. And then it's going to also say data successfully submitted. I hope this day brings peace and happiness. Thank you for message. Excuse me. And I have these emojis. I learned that you can put emojis in your code. I was excited when I found that out. So I put in a little heart emojis and some twinkly emojis to make it just like, cute, a little cute message. And then we have our navigation link. We have our main form submission application. And this application serves as the main entry point for the Spring Boot app web application to design to handle the form submissions. The input is basically what the user input containing from the data that we have in the controller. And then the program will print the application's startup information to the console. So it's going to basically put out what you put in from the greeting to put out in the results. So we're going to import the Spring work, Spring application, and the Spring Boot application foundation for the Spring Boot application to configure. And we have the .run. It starts the Spring Boot application. So we're going to go ahead. I'm just going to display this. So it's going to pop up local. Now it's going to come up as an error because I don't have anything running at the moment. So you can see it can't be reached because I do not actually have my server running. So I'm going to go ahead and run it. And I'm going to bring this up. And then it shows Spring. And as we can see, everything is running right here, port 808, HTTP with content. So we're going to actually go back, and now it should run, as you can see. So if we were to put content in, and I was playing around with this, so I had some content already. Hey, this is awesome. And as you can see, some of the design elements that I was talking about that I put in. Enter data, boom. We're going to be in that results page where we see here's the data entered, the student ID, the date, the message that we displayed. Hey, this is awesome. And then that little message that I also put in once you submit it, which is data successfully submitted. I hope this day brings peace and happiness. Thank you for the message. And then this is that Navi link that we were talking about. So if you were to press this, it should bring you back to that greetings page right here. Okay. So I'm going to close down the server. I hope that displayed my web application. Well, thank you.